Hello there, folks. Today I have made a short text about separation and obviously the idea of war. There have been people asking on different forums the point why is it that there exists war, and obviously how is it that war appears? Well, obviously, a war, in order for it to appear, it needs two sides at least, right? War basically emanates from separation because obviously, see, war is a form of separation. It is the result actually of separation. How separation occurs? Well, see, as I've said, all, or let's say most evils in this world will always stem from the fact that there is a lack of attention, right? When people don't receive their attention because of ignorant parents and, well, an ignorant society, and, well, lack of attention results in ignorance, and also, well, the more people drown in ignorance, the less attention they will give to literally anything. Well, that lack of attention will cause people to want attention, right? And if you want attention, you want to become good at something, because you are definitely sure, just like in nature, if you're good at something, the others will call upon you, right? Just like in any animal society, if someone is good at something, they will be very important to the tribe, right? This also belongs to the reptilian brain that we have, right? The reptilian brain is about survival, let's say. And survival is that of the individual, and obviously survival is also important within a society, right? Societal survival, as I call it. So, well, attachment is the foundation of any separation. Separation inevitably leads to war. To support a war or separation, or basically any of the two, one needs meaning. Meaning belongs to not only us humans, right? Because meaning, well, is basically a boundary. It is a bondage that appears in between someone, right? A conscious being, because animals are also conscious, and, well, something that an attachment is created towards, right? So when someone uses meaning, well, meaning means a bit of boundary, right? Boundary means that you give all your attention to that and you ignore everything else, right? So this is basically ignorance in a way. Obviously, it's not full-fledged ignorance, but this is what happens. And when people find attachments towards something, they will ignore everything else. If this causes pain to them, they will need even more distractions, right? So by nature, meaning is separation, because there will always be those who embrace it in the first place, and obviously there will be those who do not. Everything that one experiences through the prism of this physical body is either liked or disliked, right? When we think about something, you either like it or you don't like it. And, well, basically this is the proof of duality at its finest. Seeing an enemy in everyone's difference is an aversion towards progress, albeit the punishment for embracing stagnation. When one embraces stagnation, aka any sort of attachment, right? Well, that means an aversion towards progress. When someone becomes addicted, let's say to a video game or to whatever, they stagnate because they wouldn't embrace anything beyond that. And it's all pleasure seeking. Pleasure seeking occurs again because of a lack of attention, and you're seeking to become good at something in the hope that someone, or, well, more people, or basically egotistically speaking, as many people as possible, will simply notice your talent, or, well, will notice your, well, capacity, right? And obviously, when you enter this stance, everyone else is more or less an enemy because you become competitive, right? Well, stagnation, when embraced, see, stagnation equates death, right? It's not the death that we have, that we see and we know in the tomb, but, well, no progress equals death anyways. Yet people invent rules to support their stagnation. Rules lead to fanaticism sooner or later, right? Because rules, in order to be abide to, right? In order to abide to a rule, you need to attach yourself to it. The more generations go through those rules, the easier it is to accept those, right? It is the new norm, and therefore a new norm means nothing else than attachment, right? Or a more silent version of fanaticism, because in an ignorant society, those who immediately comply, they're also the ones who will basically police the ones who don't, right? That's why ignorant societies will always favor the ignorance. Yet people invent rules to support, obviously, their stagnation, right? So fanaticism equals, well, sure war. You either believe in my points or you're basically gonna be deleted, right? He who does not believe in what I believe is, well, obviously the enemy. War means legalized abuse, right? And when abuse becomes legalized, well, then murder is indistinguishable from justice, right? Because ultimately justice is all about, well, either a, let's say, global justice, or let's call it a societal based justice in which everyone is served equally, because justice can serve anyone equally, right? You can't treat people equally because everyone will have more or less talents, more or less potential, as well as more or less a tendency towards actually using those, right? It doesn't mean that a genius will necessarily make use of their genius, because usually you have to live in a society that doesn't take you into account. If it doesn't take you into account, well, it's probably gonna be much harder if you're sensitive, right? So, see, if justice becomes a tool for fanatics, well, that's obviously gonna lead to war. All this being said, you are appreciated, take care. Hopefully this video was introspective enough. Ferenc Board, signing out.